Good luck, guys.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Crown My Run and welcome to the Eastbourne Half Marathon once more, but this time we are watching my youngest brother W Mills trying to go for a PB against the odds on an incredibly tough day with a brutal headwind and of course the infamous Eastbourne Hill of Doom up to 150 metres from sea level in the first 6k, and on a day when myself and my other brother D Mills were 4 minutes away from our PBs, can W Mills beat the odds? Working in his favour is that since November, he has been on the Dub 40 plan, 40k weeks pretty much every week since middle of November compared to last year. You can see it was all over the shot, generally 10 to 30k at most. He's a lot fitter. The time to beat is a 1 hour 34 and 24 seconds that he did last year at Hastings Half Marathon. That was 4:29 per kilometre. The goal for this year, 4:26 per kilometre, putting him in the 1:33, so around a 45-second PB. We still think this is possible despite the tough day, despite the tough course. Let's go see if he can get it done.
Let's go!
And W Mills is underway, ready to prove the haters wrong. He has started himself a fair way back, having to scoot past a few runners now. Slightly caught here. Can he squeeze through? Yes, he can. There are some 1 hour 30 pacers out there today that I think on a flat course, on a nice day without this horrible wind, he's capable of going with. But actually, I'm pretty sure he's just overtaken a couple of them there. We'll see how long he stays ahead of them, because look, that's me in the yellow top just ahead of him. Moving on to the road now, and the... oh, hello. Oh, God, Jesus. The Hastings runner almost completely taking out the marshal there. Right, time to just settle down, everyone, and just try and start hitting that goal pace, which... it's 4:26 per kilometre overall, but it will be probably quicker in the first 4 or 5k because we've got the massive 150 metre hill that we're going to have to make some time up on. Perhaps not as quick as 4 flat per kilometre that I can currently see, though.
I thought I was going at a good pace, and I was like, oh, it's 4 o'clock.
Luckily, Will and Liv, who he's running with at the moment, both realised they were being naughty boys and girls and have settled down to a more sensible 4:20 per kilometre. And all of us were overtaken by this chap in the orange alphas at some point. And Nova Blast 5 also made an appearance on W Mills camp. Turning off the road now, we have caught up to Claire, the Meads runner, just ahead, and Red Stripe. Claire is the sister of Mikey Lockwood, Eastbourne legend. And it looks like at 700 metres, W Mills is going to move on past Claire and maybe Red Stripe. He's thinking about it anyway. There is a nice little pack a little bit further up that does look quite juicy to get involved with. Does he want to make it up to them? Yeah, I think he does. Up this little hill now, and Hastings swag runner, who overtook me and Damo as well, also comes through. I believe, and Pink 247, I'm seeing them all again. But the Hastings runner, I'm pretty sure, was the poor soul who got lost in the harbour and added an extra 600 metres to his race. That's tough to take. And it does look like W Mills has decided not to latch onto the back of the group ahead. Perhaps maybe he's leading his own little pack here. Probably sensible. 4:20 per kilometre at the top left while being in a headwind. And there we have the first kilometre split, a 4:16. So he has nabbed himself 10 seconds on that 1:33.46 goal. And you can hear the headwinds just there, so that's a very bold first opening kilometre from Dub Mills. As someone has the audacity to sneak up on the right of him here, who I will now refer to as Black Gloves. And he is moving on back behind that little pack just ahead. But W Mills sticking to his plan of not going too silly. 4:22 per kilometre. A long old way to go. And as we turn right, Blue Soccer comes through. Spicing up here at Eastbourne Half. And there goes Red Shorts. Just needs to keep calm and not lose his head, W Mills. We skip forward now to after 3 kilometres. Red Stripes come through. We've also got this guy, Yellow Gloves, I'm going to call him. We've got Running Vest Hoodie Man just ahead. That's an interesting look. And then Claire's actually overtaken Will as well. Let's have a little look at the last few kilometres of splits. a 4:18 second kilometre, a 4:22 third kilometre, and he's gained himself 12 seconds. He's now 22 seconds overall ahead of his goal, and as you can see, we have been gradually going uphill, so you would expect the time to start dropping, but he's still managed to gain time on the goal. But now the true climb is coming, and we'll see how he tackles it as he settles in behind Yellow Gloves. A lot of watch looking at the moment, I'm noticing. Probably just feeling sad that the pace is coming off, but you've gained yourself a nice amount already. Halfway through the 5th kilometre now, and we've got a fantastic group of runners together. Now, Liv's overtaken Will. We've got red shorts, we've got Yellow Gloves, red stripe. We did just have a guy in a blue top that we'll see if he makes a reappearance, and I'll give him a name. Taking a look at what the 4th kilometre split was, a 4:33. We've lost 7 seconds, but it was 20 metres uphill. The next two have 40 metres of elevation each, so please drop a like and a subscribe to get W Mills to the top. You absolute legends. You've helped him get past red stripe here. Trudging up this 10% gradient now, and it looks like blue Saucony's is no more. Will following through red shorts as well, and then also going for the overtake of red shorts just before the 3-mile sign. He's motoring on. Almost at 5 kilometres now, at the top of the first massive incline, and a slight respite before it gets even worse. What will this 5th kilometre split be? It's a 4:49 5th kilometre, good by 23 seconds, and all of a sudden the 15-second lead is now an 8-second deficit. But he at least has a few seconds on this flat section to just think and recuperate ahead of the final climb, and then there will be no more climbing. It will all be downhill and then flat along the seafront. It will just be in the harbour and the headwind at the end where things might get hairy.
Cheers.
Already feeling extremely fresh as he turns left into the big whopper climb.
Oh, fuck my life.
Oh, come on, W Mills. It's just a little hill. See if you can get back up to maybe Liv by the end of it. Halfway through, and it's Liv making these overtakes, not W Mills, as she moves on past red shoes, and I think she might be getting close to black gloves. W Mills still having time to thank the marshals, though. What a good boy. And just as Will was getting close to red shoes, and we've got a Hill Dominator 5000 in the red saw running top. This guy eats hills for lunch, and he's got a mate with him. White t-shirt comes through as well. They are about 30 metres or maybe 40 metres from the top. Oh, it's absolute bedlam up here. Oh, I'm running out of bloody names to give these people. What shoes has he got? I think those are Hoka Yellow, so he's going to be Hoka Yellow. He comes through, but W Mills has made it past red shoes. Oh, and we've got a walker, ladies and gentlemen, also wearing some Hoka Yellows, maybe. Why's Will turned the camera off there? What a bloody scumbag. Right, we get going again, only a couple 100 metres later. Red Saw Top is way ahead. 58,000 people in blue tops have come through, but you can see the turnaround now where you come back downhill. He's almost there. You can see the runners on the other side of the road. How much damage has been done, though. Look how much time Yellow Gloves has put on him, and Liv is just turning around now as well. That's a big amount of time that she's put on him. Only in the last 300 or 400 metres. He wasn't that far away for most of the climb. But around we go now. Hopefully, it's good vibes only from here. And it's not long until the first blue top is seen off. Number 2 falls not long after. We love to see this. 3:48 per kilometre at the moment. Can we get in the 3:30s like your older brothers? You bloody bet we can. Unfortunately, after a 5:24 6 kilometre up that hill, he has lost 58 seconds and he's now 66 seconds behind his goal. But going along as he is at the moment, he's going to make that time up rapidly. He'll want to see off the final blue top quickly. And there he goes. Go on, the boy. White t-shirt and red saw top next. He is absolutely flying, ladies and gentlemen. He is right behind white t-shirt now and surging into the 320s as he gets past him. 3:25 per kilometre. He did not enjoy being overtaken by all those rascals up the hill, so he's dominating them back down. Red saw top better be quaking. Bye-bye, yellow Alpha 3s. And it's actually Claire up next. He gets past Claire now, who I think, unfortunately, her calf had blown up. So I hope that heals quickly for her. But W Mills has no time to rest. He needs to get past Red Saw Top now. And there we go. He gets the job done promptly. No fusses. On to the next. And look at that 7th kilometre, a 3:38, only 1 second slower than D Mills managed, gaining himself back 48 seconds, and now he's only 18 seconds behind, with still another heavily downhill kilometre to go. And there he goes past another Meads runner just before the Hollywell dash to the bottom of the seafront that he basically neglected to record. And there's 3 brand new people I've not seen before that he's caught up here. I assume he's caught them up anyway. Fiddling with the camera, maybe he didn't know if he was recording or not, but we are now on the flat with a lovely tailwind for the next 8 kilometres. And then we very abruptly cut to just before 10k near the pier. So I'm not sure what happened to those people. Maybe I see an orange vest up there, not sure, but let's have a look at the last few kilometres of splits. Oh, there's been some huge work from him. A 3:54 8th kilometre, a 4:14 9th kilometre. That's a 34-second positive swing, and now we're 16 seconds ahead of the goal. He's slightly lonely at the moment, that little pack ahead. It would be nice if he could get on behind them. I believe I can see Liv in there. But look at the pace up the top left, 4:12, 4:13 per kilometre. He needs 4:26 his average. He's doing very well at the moment. Putting up the 10th kilometre just before he gets there, and it's a 4:13. That's 13 seconds gained again. He's now got 29 seconds to play with. Halfway through the 11th kilometre, and he's slowly catching Liv, and it looks like Liv has just lost a little bit of ground to that pack ahead, so he's a little bit vulnerable from W Mills now, as he shows you off his beautiful original Alpha Flies there. Just needs a little bit of a push to get there.
Livy.
He calls out for her. I probably should mention that is his girlfriend, as he would seem like a massive weirdo if not. But Liv ain't gonna wait round for you, Dub Mills.
This doesn't bode well, 11k. I'm fucked.
He's apparently a little bit worse for wear and wants some support from Liv, but he's still going along comfortably quicker than the goal, so keep digging in, lad. Skipping forward another kilometre, and it looks like Liv might have left him at the altar. But look, don't worry about her, W Mills. There's another 4:15. That's another 11 seconds gained, and now you're 40 seconds up on your goal. What's that? Oh, is that the sound of the 132s calling? Oh, that would be special. It's a lonely old run out there for him, though. But all he can do is just tick those kilometres off. The 12th of 4:23. A little bit of a drop, but that's still 3 seconds gained. 43 seconds ahead of goal. We've skipped a few kilometres here, and one of our blue top friends, Hokasiello's moved through. Also, I can see Red Saw top ahead. Is W Mills blowing up? Let's have a look at the last 2 splits. He's certainly struggling to keep in the 14s as he was before, but still a 4:24, a 4:23. That's 5 seconds gained, and he's now 48 seconds ahead of that goal. We are, of course, now heading soon into the harbour, where it gets twisty attorney. There's a lot of headwind in there, and then once he gets on the seafront at the end, the headwind is brutal, so he needs this time in the buffer. He's got a good buffer. Is it going to be enough? And he looks like he might be trying to re-overtake Hokasiello, moving on to his outside, moving on through. A decisive move from W Mills. Can he get back to Red Saw now?
Thank you. It's not looking good.
Oh dear, Dub Mills says it's not looking good, but the pace is still 4:25 a kilometre, but he knows how he's feeling, so he must be suffering. Hokasiello's come through, so has White T-shirt. I can still see Red Saw top.
Absolutely fucked.
But I mean, don't know about you, but I'm sort of getting some bad vibes now from W Mills. Even though he's just dropped to 4:22, he's gained another 4 seconds. He's now 52 seconds ahead of his goal. What could possibly go wrong now? Bring it home, big boy. It's the harbour. That is where things could go wrong. But let's have a look at the 16th kilometre split. He hasn't lost any time, he hasn't gained any time. It's exactly the goal pace of 4:26, and we now have 52 seconds to hold on to. We know it's going to be hard, but there's just 5 kilometres to go. You can afford to lose 10 seconds in each and every one of those kilometres and still PB. Can probably afford to lose even more than that for a PB, though. But here we are, living our best life in the harbour, seeing an alarming amount of 450-something per kilometre. Let's have a look at what just happened in that 17th kilometre. Okay, it's a 4:46. That's 20 seconds in the wrong direction. 32 seconds ahead still. We can still do this. He's sounding absolutely fantastic still. Across a bridge, avoiding lots and lots of people. Down a nice little narrow bit here. Thank you, volunteers. got dropped into the 5s. And Dub Mills didn't want to show you any more of that because he was so upset. We next go live with W Mills a few kilometres out from the finish. He's just re-emerged back onto the seafront into just a little bit of a wind. He's still got this, I'm sure.
It's so fucking windy. I'm an absolute joke. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's not funny. Right. Let's have actually a look at the actual damage. Let's have a look at the splits. Okay, a 4:56, not ideal. We've only got 2 seconds left. I'm sure we rallied in the 19th kilometre, though. Yeah, it's a slight rally. It's a 4:51. We might have lost 25 seconds. We might now be 23 seconds behind, heading into a windy wall of hell. But what are our positives? This is actually 23 seconds behind a 1:33.46 goal. His PB is actually a 34:24, so we have a little bit more time to play with for a PB. Let's go back to Dub Mills. Oh, what a time he is having out there. 1 mile to go sign. He's so close, but the time is drifting away as we come past the skate park. In this 20th kilometre, has he managed to do anything special? No, he keeps dropping 450s, and his PB is just drifted off in the wind somewhere towards Hastings. Quite literally, actually. Just get home in one piece, W Mills. That wind was such a twat. And here young W Mills turns right onto the grass, and his pain is almost over. Can he muster up a little bit of a Mills sprint finish for the loyal fans that are waiting either side for him? There we go, lad. Back in the 3s at least. 3:38 per kilometre. Don't think he's going to quite get in the 2s. He's absolutely ruined, is the boy. And he comes across the line. Let's see what the time was. A 1 hour 34:57, so he's missed out on a PB by around half a minute. He did just about manage an Eastbourne PB, but you can tell just how disappointed and disgusted he was by his run, by the fact his Strava still just says morning run. He will be back for vengeance at Hastings Half in 3 weeks. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will be back at the weekend. I am doing the Paddock Wood Half Marathon, a last-minute sign-up, because I fancied another go at a quick time after Eastbourne being a little bitch. Damo will probably be at a park run this weekend as well, so we should have 2 videos next week, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.